Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of our High School Blitz. This is Cantu, Thomas T.J. Jones, as always. And Thomas, we had some barn burners this week, but let's start from the beginning. Who do you give your game ball to?
Okay, my game ball is going to receiver Andrew Boykin of the Westlake Chaparrals.
Good pick.
Remember those guys, Westlake, the team that got whooped a few weeks ago by Lake Travis, the team that lost Sam Ellinger to an injury. They're back. They've won their last two games easily. Despite they're rotating two sophomore quarterbacks, Sam Sexton, Tyler Anderson. Now, how do you help with a young quarterback? You do what Andrew Boykin did against Leander. He had 12 catches, 233 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's how you help a young teammate kind of ease in. So don't count out Westlake. They're rolling a little bit entering the playoffs.
He is one of the best receivers in Central Texas, without a doubt. I'm going to go with Gerald Crittenden, the running back from Taylor. All he did, 271 yards rushing, 5 touchdowns. They beat Fredericksburg 48-27, a pretty good Fredericks team that's still looking for their first district win, by the way.
Yeah.
Gerald Crittenden gets my game ball. Now, Thomas, we saw two vastly different games. You saw a game, I saw a game. What did you learn?
Well, I was at the Westwood Pflugerville game, and what I learned is when quarterback Will Jennings is healthy for Westwood, they're a darn good football team. He's been battling an illness over the past month or so, but look at these numbers. When he's healthy and has played every game, Westwood's 4-1. They're averaging 37 points a game. When he's ill and they're having to rotate him in and out, or if he misses a game like he did against Round Rock a couple weeks ago, the Warriors are only averaging 15 points a game, and they're 1-3. Will Jennings was healthy against Pflugerville. That's why Westwood won.
They normally do. When he suits up, I saw him play, and they won their game. I'm going to go, I saw Vandergrift Hayes. Vandergrift won 29-16. And the strange thing about Vandergrift, other than that they've now won 4 in a row, and they've made the playoffs, by the way, #1 team in Division II from their district. But their defense is outstanding this year. I thought last year they won despite their defense. They gave up 29 points a game last year. This year they're only giving up 14 points a game. And in this particular game against Hayes, Hayes only had 14 yards rushing for the entire game. If I could give a shout out to Storm Wilson, the linebacker, Cole Walther, the free safety, those are two of the better players on a very good defensive team. Now, Thomas, one more question. We had realignment, reclassification this year. From Central Texas, what team do you think benefited the most from reclassification?
Well, speaking of Vandergrift, there's one team that now avoids Vandergrift, Vista Ridge, and Cedar Park, and that's Dripping Springs. They've moved out of that district that was kind of based in the Leander School District, and now they're playing in a San Antonio-based district. Look, competing at Cedar Park, Vista Ridge, Vandy, the last 4 years, Drip did not make the playoffs. This year they're 8-1. They're battling for a district championship this weekend. They've benefited from moving down into the San Antonio area.
If I had to pick one team, I'm going to pick Bowie, and for some of the same reasons that you just said. Bowie doesn't have to play Lake Travis and Westlake anymore. They're in their own district, and it's a district that really isn't that good. Maynard, Del Valle, Aikens, Anderson, these are teams that they can beat, and they have beaten. 8-1 going into the final game of the regular season. Their only loss was a good, tough loss to Westlake, 35-21. I think Bowie benefits, and this is something about Bowie. In their history, they have never won 10 ball games. They've won 8. So if they can win this weekend against San Marcos and just one playoff game, that's going to be historical for Jeff Abels and his team.
Yeah, and they've only won, Bowie opened in '88. They've only won 2 undisputed district championships in 1990, I believe, and 2007. So they have a chance to kind of add to a fairly thin layer of history.
A history, we got to start somewhere. Well, that wraps it up for our review of this past weekend's game. Don't forget to check back with us later this week when we review or preview the top 5 games of the week. And there's going to be some good ones, absolutely.
A lot on the line.
A lot on the line this weekend. So for Rick Cantu, Thomas Jones, we'll see you next time. And once again, remember the phrase, I hope your team wins.